Good morning, students. This is about series. In first unit, this is the third topic. What is the first topic? Sequences. Second topic is subsequences, already we completed. And third topic is series. See, what is the series? See, what is the series? Series is the sum of the terms of a sequence. What is series? Series is the sum of the terms of a sequence. What is sequence? Let Sn be a sequence. What are the elements of Sn? S1, S2, S3 and so on. Now we take these sum of the terms, that implies S1 plus S2 plus S3. If you write like this, what we call it? Series. Okay. Series is the sum of the terms of a sequence. See here, let an is a sequence of real number. Here we take an is the sequence of a real number. The elements of an are a1, a2, a3 and so on. Then the sum. How can we denote the sum? Summation. Summation means sum. Summation means what? Sum. Then the sum, summation n equals to m to n infinity. An equals to am plus 1 plus am plus 2 and so on, like this. Here we take the value of n from m to infinity. What is the value of n here? From m to infinity. N equals to m to infinity. M means either 0 or 1 or 2. It could be any number. Okay. Here m is any number. The value of n is from m to infinity. Then see, summation n equals to m to infinity an means sequence. Now we are going to sum all the terms of a sequence. That means am plus 1, am plus 2 and so on, infinity. How many terms are there? Infinity terms. So we call it as infinity series, infinite series. Okay, see, we express series as simply sigma an or summation an or sigma n. What it is? Summation an or summation n equals to m to infinity an. We write sequence as simply Sn or n equals to n to infinity. Similarly, we write series as summation an or summation n equals to m to infinity an. This is the definition of series. Series is the sum of the terms of a sequence. Okay, is it clear? First we take a sequence and then we add all the terms of a sequence. What we get? We get the series. See, next. The sequence of partial sums. What is here? See here, what is this? The sequence of partial sums. Partial sums means not completed sum. Here we write, this is the complete terms of the complete. Here we take all the terms of a sequence, that is called infinite series. This now you take only partial. Partial means we take some elements only, some terms of a sequence. See here, if Sn equals to summation k equals to m to n, not infinity. In previous, here we take n value from m to infinity. That means all terms of a sequence we add. Here what we take? We take only some series from m to n only. This is called partial sum. Okay, is it clear? If you take only some terms, we call it as a partial sum. Okay. See, if Sn equals to summation k equals to m to n ak, where k equals to m to n, then we call it as a sequence of partial sums. The infinite series, infinite means from m to infinity, we call it as infinite series, is said to converge. When we said to converge, if the sequence Sn of a partial sum converges to a real number. First, here we take a sequence. What is the series? Summation an. We have to find is it convergent or not. For this, we take just partial sum of a series. What we take? Partial sum of a sequence Sn. And we find this partial sum, limit of this partial sum. If it is convergent, automatically the given series also convergent. Okay. For finding the given series is convergent or not, we take a partial sum of the given sequence. What we take here? The partial sum of the given sequence. And then we find is this partial sum convergent or divergent. If is it convergent, the series is also a convergent series. And if it is divergent, the series is also divergent. See here. The infinite series summation an is said to be converge if the sequence Sn of partial sums converge to a real number S. In this case, we define summation an equals to, here it's an missed, see here. In this case, we define summation n equals to m to infinity an equals to S. This is the convergence of a series. How can you find a series, is that given series convergent or not? We take partial sum of sequence and we find that partial sum is convergent or not. If convergent, the given series also convergent, otherwise divergent. Next, a series does not convergent, that means it is divergent. If a series is not convergent, what we say? It is divergent series. If limit Sn equals to plus infinity, we say the limit Sn means partial sum of the sequence. First we find partial sum of the sequence, that means limit Sn we find. What we get here? Plus infinity. So we say summation m equals to infinity an also diverges to infinity. Okay, is it clear? This is our series. But we take, what we take here? Partial sum of the sequence Sn. What we find here? Limit. What we get? Plus infinity. We find the partial sum of the limit, we get plus infinity. So we write the series also, the summation an is diverges to plus infinity. And we write summation of an equals to plus infinity. Okay. Similarly, now we want to check, see here, if we want to find is it divergent or not, we take partial sum of Sn, then find limit. What we get here? Minus infinity. So we write summation of an equals to minus infinity. Next, if for the series summation an greater than or equal to 0 for all n, then the sequence of partial sums of the form in increasing sequence. If the series is sigma an is a series. If the value of an is greater than or equal to 0, then that series is increasing series. That means then the partial sum of sequence is an increasing sequence. The series sigma an is said to be converge absolutely. Absolutely means this mod an. If the series sigma an is said to be converge absolutely, or it is absolutely convergent, converge absolutely or absolutely convergent, both are same. If sigma an converges, sigma mod an, if sigma mod a, if the what we have here, sigma an is a series. Is it convergent or divergent? That's not the matter. If sigma mod an is also a convergent, what we say? Sigma an is absolutely convergent series. Okay. When we said the given series is absolute, if you take mod on that series, then the sigma mod an is convergent. We tell converges absolutely or absolutely convergent. The given series is convergent absolutely or absolutely convergent. Absolutely means mod. Okay. See next. Alternating series. Alternating series. Did you remember oscillating sequence? Subsequence, oscillating sequence. Oscillating means neither decreasing nor increasing. Oscillating. First increasing, next decreasing, after that increasing, next decreasing. One by one like this. Same. This is also same. Alternating series. A series, see here, alternating series. A series in which the terms are alternate. Alternate means one positive and negative, positive and negative, positive and negative, like this. That means positive and negative is called an alternating series. The terms of the series are alternative. That means one is positive and second one is negative, and first one is positive, third one is positive and fourth one is negative, like this. We call it as alternating series. See here example. Summation -1 whole power n minus 1 into an, where n equals to 0 to infinity or 1 to infinity, whatever. Summation n equals to 1 to infinity minus 1 whole power n minus 1 into an. Put n equals to 1, what we get here? Minus 1 whole power 1 minus 1 into an. a1, that implies a1, like this, minus a2 plus a3 minus a4 plus a5, like this, where an greater than 0. This is the definition of alternating series. Next, alternating means oscillating. Oscillating means one positive, one negative, like this. The terms are like this. Next, convergence of an infinite series. Convergence. In sequences, if a sequence converges, then automatically it has what? In sequences already we learned. If a sequence is convergent sequence, automatically it is a Cauchy sequence. Similarly, if sequence is a Cauchy sequence, automatically it is a convergent sequence. Now first see convergence of an infinite series. How can we tell the given series is convergent or not? What we take here? We take partial sum of the sequence and find is it convergent or not. If it is convergent, automatically the given series also convergent. Otherwise, no. See here, an infinite series, summation n equals to 1 to infinity an equals to, what are the elements? a1, a2, a3 and so on, an plus and so on, like this, infinite terms. So we call it as an infinite series. Okay. Is said to be converge or diverge or oscillate. The given sequence is converge or diverge or oscillating. How can you find it? According as its sequence of its partial sums converges or diverges or oscillates. Suppose this is our series. What is the series? Summation an is the series. What we have to find here is this convergent series or divergent series or oscillating series. How can you find? First we take partial sum of the sequence. Let here Sn is the partial sum of the series. Now find its limit. What we find? We have to find the partial sum of the sequence limit of the partial sum of the sequence. If it is the limit value is real number, it is convergent. The limit value is plus infinity or minus infinity, it is divergent. Or the limit value is 1 or it has two or more values, it is oscillating, we tell. That means convergence of an infinity series depend upon the limit of the sequence of its partial sums. If the limit of sequence of partial sum is converges, automatically the given series converges. If it is diverges, then series also diverges. If it partial sum is oscillating, the series also oscillating. Okay. Next, the sequence Sn of partial sums of a series summation an converges to a finite quantity L, then L is called the sum of the given series summation an. See what is convergence means? Approaches. Convergence means approaches. See here, this is a sequence of partial sum of a series summation an. What is the series here? Summation an. We have to find the limit value of this one. For this we take partial sum of the sequence Sn and we find the limit. We get a real number L. What we get here? The real number L. That means the partial sum of the sequence converges to a finite number L. Okay. See here, I wrote here, the sequence Sn of partial sums converges to a finite quantity L. Then L is called the sum of the given series summation an. If the partial sum of the sequence converges to a real number, then automatically the given series also converges to the same real number L. So we write as, see here, L equals to summation an. That means what is summation an? A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus and so on, an plus and so on. Or simply summation an equals to L. What is L here? What is L here? A real number. How can you find the value of L? We take, first we have a series summation an. We have to find is it convergent or not. So we take the partial sum of the sequence Sn. We find the limit. What we find the limit? A finite value L is the limit of the Sn. That means Sn converges to L. If the partial sum is converges to L, then automatically the series also converges to the same number L. So we write as L equals to summation An. What is summation An means? A1 plus A2 plus and so on. Or we write as summation An equals to L. Next, if the sequence of partial sum of a series summation A is said to be divergent, in above point, what we get the limit value L. So it is convergent. In this case, what we get the limit is of An is plus infinity or minus infinity. So we say it is divergent. If the sequence is diverges to plus infinity or minus infinity, we write as summation An equals to plus infinity or summation An equals to minus infinity. What we get in the above point, we get L is the limit point. What we write here, summation An equals to L. Similarly, here it is divergent. So we get the limit value is plus infinity or minus infinity. If plus infinity, what we write here, summation An equals to plus infinity. If minus infinity, what we write here, summation An is minus infinity. Next, an infinite series summation An is said to be convergent absolutely. There are two types of convergent series. One is absolutely convergent series. Next one is conditionally convergent series. We have a series summation An. It is convergent. Which type of convergent? Is it absolutely convergent or conditionally convergent? See here. Summation An is a series. Is said to be convergent. It is a convergent series. What are the types here? Absolutely convergent and convergence conditionally. When we say the given series is absolutely convergent, if summation mod An also converges, then we say the given series is converges absolutely or absolutely convergent. If next one, if converges conditionally, if when we say converges conditionally, if summation An converges but summation mod An does not converges, then we say the given series is converges conditionally. Okay, is it clear or not? Summation An is our series. Okay, it is which type of series is it? Is convergent series. The given series summation An is convergent. Is it clear? If the summation of mod An is also convergent, what we say here? Absolutely convergent series. The given series is absolutely convergent when if the summation mod An is also convergent. If summation mod An is not convergent but summation An is convergent but summation mod An is not convergent, that is divergent, we say it as conditionally convergent. Summation An is convergent but summation of mod An is not convergent. So we say it is as conditionally convergent. This is summation An convergence. Summation of mod An does not converges. What we call it as conditionally converges. Both summation An and mod summation An also converges. We call it as absolutely convergent. If summation An is convergent and summation of mod An not converges, we said it as converges conditionally. Okay. Next point. The series summation An oscillates finitely. What is the meaning of oscillating? Oscillating and alternate both are same. What is alternating series? The terms of the alternate series are in positive, negative like this. See here. The series summation An oscillates finitely. Oscillates means one is positive value and another one is negative value. Finitely. How many terms are there? Finite terms. See here. Summation n equals to 1 to 10. Okay. What is the sequence here? Minus 1 whole power n. What are the elements in this? What are the elements of that sequence? First we take sequence minus n whole power n. Where n equals to 1 to 10 only. Minus 1. Next term is 1. Next term is minus 1. plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 like this. Only 10 terms are there. What is the lower bound? Lower bound means minimum value. Minimum value is minus 1. What is the upper bound? This is plus 1. So it is bounded. Okay. Next this here we take series. Series means summation n equals to 1 to infinity a infinity, not infinity, just 1 equals to 1 to k. An is the a1 plus a2 plus and so on, ak terms are there. Which type of series is this? Oscillating finitely. If the sequence Sn of its partial sum oscillates finitely, summation an neither converges nor diverges. Oscillating finitely means what is the limit of the sequence minus 1 whole power n at n tends to infinity? Tell me. What is the limit of the sequence n tends to infinity minus 1 whole power n? Tell me what are the elements of minus 1 whole power n? Minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1. Is it oscillating sequence? Okay. Now I am going to find the limit of this oscillating sequence. What is the limit of n tends to infinity minus 1 whole power n? If n is odd, we get minus 1. If n is even, we get plus 1. There are two limit points. If a sequence has two limits, what we say? There is no limit. If the sequence has no limit, what is the meaning of this? This is divergent series sequence. Similarly, the series is oscillating series. So it has more than one limits. That means it is divergent series. See here. Divergent means if we get limit plus infinity or minus infinity, we get divergent. If we get real number, we tell it as convergent. Here we get real numbers but not one, more than one. So it is not diverging, neither converges nor diverges. That means oscillating series. See, summation an is oscillating finitely. What we say here? If some given series is finite series, the terms are oscillating terms, we say the summation is oscillating finitely. Similarly, summation an oscillating infinitely means Sn is unbounded. What is the if series is finite series, we can find the lower bound and upper bound. So the series is bounded but not convergent and divergent. It is oscillating finitely. If the series is infinite terms, that means infinite oscillating terms, what we say? It is oscillating infinitely and also it is not bounded. That means unbounded. So many terms is there. So we can't find the lower value and upper value. That is lower bound and upper bound. So it is unbounded, we say. Next one. See here first name. I will tell again. See here. Series is the sum of the terms of a sequence. How can we get a series? Sum of the terms of a sequence. Sn is a sequence. What are the terms? S1, S2, S3 and so on. If you add all these terms, what we get? Series. Okay. Next, it is denoted as summation of the series. Summation an. Okay. If you take only some terms, what we call it? Sequence of a partial sums, not all terms. Okay. Next. How can you find the series is convergent or not? The given series is convergent or not. How can you find? We take some partial sum of the sequence and find this partial sum's limit. If the limit exists is a real and it is a real number, what we say? The partial sum is convergent. If the partial sum of the sequence is convergent, automatically the series also convergent. If the sequence of partial sum is divergent, that means we get the limit value plus infinity or minus infinity. Then series also divergent. If the limit of the sequence of a partial sum is two or more values, then it is called oscillating. See next definition. Same convergence of a series. Already we learned here. Again I write here. See here. A series summation an is said to be convergent to the limit value L if the sequence Sn of its partial sums converges to the same limit. Summation an is a series. Which type of series? It is a convergent series. What is the value of convergency? Is the L. If the convergent limit value is L, then automatically what we say? The sequence Sn of its partial sum also converges to the L. Okay. For finding the limit value of summation an, what we find first? We take some sequence of a partial sum and we find the limit of that partial sum. If the limit of the partial sum is L, then automatically summation, the series value also L. See here, limit n tends to infinity, Sn equals to n, then summation an equals to also L. See, what is partial sum? How can we write the partial sum? See, if summation an equals to an, where n equals to 0 to infinity, first I write n equals to 0. What we get? A0. Next, n equals to 1, a1, a2, a3 and so on, an plus 1 and so on up to infinity terms are there. Summation n equals to 0 to infinity an, we write it as a0, a1, a2, a3 and so on, an plus 1 and so on, infinity terms. If n equals to 0 only, summation n equals to 0, only one term, what we get here? A0. What we get here? A0. This is the first partial sum. So I write it as S0. See here. Right. What is the value of n here? N equals to 0 to infinity. If n equals to 0 only one value. What is the value of n here? Only 0. What we get here? Only A0 term. This is the first partial sum. So I write it as S0. Okay, is it clear? If value of n is 0 to 1 and there are two values. First one is 0 and second one is 1. So I put n equals to 0, I write A0, and put n equals to 1, I write A1. This is summation. So I write A0 plus A1. This is the second partial sum. I write it as S1. Next, n equals to 0 to infinity. That means A0 plus A1 plus A2. This is equals to S2. This is the partial sums. S0 is the first partial sum. If n equals to 0 to infinity. If n equals to 1 to infinity, what we write here? S1. A1 equals to S1. A2 equals to S2. A3 equals to S3, like this. Okay. Okay. From A, see here. A0 equals to S0. A0 plus A1 equals to S1. If I write S0 in A0 place, what we get here? S0 plus A1 equals to S1. Now I take S0 into right side. A1, what is the value of A1? S1 minus S0. See here, I write here A1 equals to S1 minus S0. See here, what is the value of S2? A0 plus A1 plus A2 equals to S2. What is the value of A0 plus A1? A0 plus A1 is S1. So I write S1. S1 plus A2 equals to S2. Then what is the value of A2? S2 minus S1. See here. A2 equals to S2 minus S1. A1 equals to S1 minus S0. If A1, this is S1 minus S0, and one number is less. Here is A2, we write S2. A2 is S2 minus S1, one number is less. Similarly, here AN, what we write first term? Sn minus one number is less. That means Sn minus 1. This is the value of each term in the given series. A1, A2, A3 and so on are the terms of the series. What is the value of A0? S0. What is the value of A1? S1 minus S0. What is the value of A2? S2 minus S1. This is the way of writing partial sums. Next, Cauchy criterion. In sequences, we say if the sequence is a convergent sequence, it is automatically Cauchy sequence. Similarly, if a sequence is Cauchy sequence, automatically it is a convergent sequence. That means if and only if its sequence is convergent, automatically it is Cauchy. If the sequence is Cauchy, it is automatically convergent. Now see here, Cauchy created in series. First I write Cauchy sequence in sequences. See here, a series summation an satisfies the Cauchy criterion if its sequence of partial sums Sn is a Cauchy sequence. Same. What is the definition of convergent of a series? If given series, how can you say the given series convergent or not? If the sequence of partial sum is convergent, then automatically given series also convergent. Similarly, if the sequence of partial sum is a Cauchy sequence, then automatically the given series also Cauchy series. Okay, see, if sequence of partial sum of Sn is a Cauchy sequence, then we say the series satisfies Cauchy criterion. Okay, see, first I write the Cauchy sequence definition. That is, for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a natural number capital N such that m comma n greater than n mod Sn minus Sm less than epsilon. This is the definition of Cauchy sequence, not series. This is the definition of Cauchy sequence. Already we learned. See here, for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a natural number capital N such that n comma m greater than n. That implies mod Sn minus Sm less than epsilon. This is the definition of Cauchy sequence. If it's satisfied, then we say Sn is the Cauchy sequence, not Sm. Here we have two sequences, Sn and Sm. If mod Sn minus Sm less than epsilon, for each epsilon greater than 0, there is and so on like this, we say, what we say? Only Sn is the Cauchy sequence, not Sm. This is the definition of Cauchy sequence. For series, we write, what we write here? Same. For each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a number such that, in Cauchy sequence, we write m comma n greater than n. But here we write n greater than or equal to m greater than capital N. That implies mod summation k equals to m to n ak less than m. This is the Cauchy criterion for series. Okay, see next, how can you get this formula? See here first. This is the definition of Cauchy sequence. For sequence we write here. Here we take n greater than or equal to m greater than n. Why? What is the series here? Series is k equals to m to n ak. This is the series. What is the series here? Summation ak, where k equals to m to n. M to n means which is big, m or small n? N greater than m. M to n means summation n equals to 0 to infinity or 0 to 10 annam. 10. That means 10 greater than 0. So m to n means summation k equals to m to n ak. This is our series. M to n means n greater than m or equal to m. If k equals to m only, then n equals to m. So we write n greater than m. Same, common, greater than or equal to greater than capital N. This is the common point. What is the point? Greater than capital N. Capital N means natural number. Greater than capital N means maximum value. Where we find limit convergence and Cauchy criterion, where we limit for maximum value of n. That means n tends to infinity we find. In Cauchy sequence, we have two sequences. What are they? Sm and Sn. So we find the limit at n tends to infinity and m tends to infinity. So we write n comma m greater than n in Cauchy sequence definition. Here what is the series? Summation k equals to m to n. M to n means m is small and n is big. So we write n greater than or equals to m. This is the relation between n greater than or equal to m, n and m. In Cauchy sequences, the Cauchy sequences, there is no relation between m and n. These are two are separate sequences. But here this is the summation k equals to m to n. That means m is small, n is greater. So we write n greater than or equal to m. both are greater than, we take both values greater than capital N. This is the common point. That implies, what do I write here? In sequences we write Sn minus Sm, but here Sn minus Sm minus 1. Why? Why we write like this? This is our series, summation k equals to m to n a n. Okay. Here we take, for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a natural number capital N such that n greater than m. Why we write like this? Why? Since m is small and n is big. So we write n greater than or equal to m. Greater than capital N is the common point in both sequences, Cauchy sequence and Cauchy series. That implies, in Cauchy sequence we write Sn minus Sm. These both are two different sequences. Okay. What we write here, Sn minus Sm minus 1. Why we write like this? Sn minus Sm minus 1. See, right here. Sn minus Sm minus 1 means we get the terms from Sm to Sn. If you write like this, we get the terms from Sm to Sn. This is our series k equals to m to n a n. The term starts from am plus 1, am plus 2, am 3. What is the first point? First term am. What is the second term? Am plus 1, and so on and so on. Last term is an. So we get values from am to an. That means, or sm to sn. See here. Means we get the terms from sm to sn. See here. Summation k equals to 0 to n means, what are the values here? Sn, I write Sn, S0 plus S1 plus S2 plus and so on Sn, where n greater than m. That means we have m in middle of this some terms. See here, S0 plus S1 plus S2 and so on Sm plus Sm plus 1 plus and so on Sn. These are the terms in series. Okay, is it clear or not? Our series is summation k equals to 0 to n Sn. So we write the terms as S0, S1, S2 and so on, Sm plus 1 and so on Sn, where m is smaller than n. So we write here. In series, what we get? What is the actual series is k equals to m to n. That means we want only the terms from Sm to Sn, not S0, S1, S2, S3 and so on, Sm minus 1. We don't need the terms S0, S1, S2, S3, S4 and so on, Sm minus 1. We want the terms from Sm to Sn, Sm plus 1, Sn. So we delete all these terms. What are the terms? S0 plus S1 plus and so on, Sm minus 1. Up to Sm minus 1 we delete. So I write like this. Sn minus Sm minus 1 summation means, see, summation of Sn means S0 plus S1 plus S2 and so on, Sm plus Sm plus 1 and so on Sn. These are the terms in Sn. What are the terms of Sm minus 1? S0 plus S1 plus S2 and so on, Sm minus 1. It doesn't has Sm term, only Sm minus 1. If we delete all these terms by above terms, we cancel all these terms, we get only Sm to Sn terms. So that's why we write here. Here we see here, last point, see here. Here we subtract terms from 0 to m minus 1 from the terms 0 to n, we get the m to n terms. So we write like this. See, we write like this. That implies mod Sn minus Sm minus 1 is equals to summation k equals to m to n ak. So I write summation ak instead of Sn minus Sm minus 1. See here. Summation ak less than e. Is it clear or not? This is the definition of Cauchy sequence. There are two sequences Sn and Sm. Here also we take two sequences. What are they? Sn comma Sm minus 1. What is the difference both sequences? If you put summation here, what we get? Sn means from S0 to Sn. Sm minus 1 means S0 to Sm minus 1. We have subtraction. So we subtract up to Sm minus 1 terms in Sn. We get from Sm to Sn words. So I write Sn minus Sm minus 1. What we get here? Summation k to m, k equals to m to n, ak series. So this is the Cauchy criterion for series. If for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a number capital N such that n greater than or equal to m greater than capital N implies mod summation k equals to m to n, ak less than epsilon is the Cauchy criterion for series. If series satisfies Cauchy criterion, then automatically it is a convergent series. If a given series is convergent, then automatically it satisfies Cauchy criterion. Next theorem, see here, most important theorem is this. If a series summation an converges, then limit an equals to 0. If a series convergence means, what is the limit of that series? 0. If given series summation an is convergent series, which type of series we have? This is convergent series. Then what is the limit of that sequence? 0. We have to prove the limit of that sequence is 0. Series means summation of the terms of sequence, you know. See, what is the series? Series means summation, sum of the all terms of a sequence. What is the sequence here? Just an is the sequence. Just an is the sequence. Summation an is the series. Okay, this is series, this is sequence. Here we have convergent series. Summation an is a convergent series. Then the limit of the sequence is what we have to show here. Then the limit of the sequence is 0. See here. What given? Summation an is a convergent series. See here. Suppose the series summation an is converges. We take summation an is the convergent series. What we have to prove? Limit the sequence an equals to 0. If the series is convergence, automatically it satisfies Cauchy criterion. Already we learned. See here, the given summation an is a convergent series. Then automatically it is a Cauchy criterion. Here I write the definition of Cauchy criterion. See here, for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a positive real number capital N such that n greater than or equal to m greater than capital N implies summation k equals to m to n ak mod less than epsilon. This is the definition of Cauchy criterion. First we write summation an is a convergent series. If a sequence is convergent, automatically it is a Cauchy series. Next we write the definition of Cauchy sequence. Okay. What we write here? Small n greater than or equal to small m, where n greater than or equal to m. That means n greater than m or n equals to m. There are two types of relations. One is n greater than m and another one is n equals to 1. N greater than m means n greater than m or n equals to m. Here I take only n equals to m. What is the summation we have? K equals to m to n. Here I will take a condition. What? Both m and n are same. That means k equals to m2 means here m, we write m in n's place. What we write? What we have here? K equals to m to m means k equals to m only. If you write k equals to m, what we get here? Only am term. Is it clear or not? What is the value of k here? M to n. K equals to m to n. What is the relation between m and n? N greater than or equal to m. Is it greater than or equal? Now I take only equal condition. Let n equals to m. That means k equals to m to n means k equals to what it becomes? M to m. M to m means therefore k equals to m only. If you put k equals to m in this definition, what we get? Already we put summation. Summation means sum of all terms. What is the? We have only one term for k equals to m value, that is am. That implies mod am less than epsilon. Is it clear or not? What we get? Mod am less than epsilon. I write mod am as am minus 0 less than epsilon. What is the value of am minus 0? Am. So I write am minus 0 instead of am. Now tell me, what is the definition of limit of a sequence? What is the definition of limit of a sequence? For each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a natural number capital N such that for n greater than or equal to n, tell me what is the definition of limit? Mod Sn minus s less than epsilon. This is the definition of limit. If it's satisfied, what we write here? Limit Sn equals to s. Okay. Did you remember the definition of limit? What is the definition of limit? For each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a number capital N such that small n greater than m, capital N, mod Sn minus s less than epsilon. Then we write limit Sn equals to s. That means mod Sn minus s less than epsilon. What is the Sn? Sn is a sequence and s is a limit point. This is limit point. What we write here, this is a limit point and Sn is the sequence. Similarly, what we get here? Mod an minus 0 less than epsilon, where an is the sequence and 0 is the limit value. Therefore, I write limit n tends to infinity an equals to 0. Are you understand? This is the definition of limit. Limit of a sequence. What? Mod, if mod an minus 0 less than epsilon, where an is a sequence and 0 is the limit value. So we write limit n tends to infinity an equals to 0. What we have to prove here? Limit an equals to 0. Already we proved. See here. First I write summation an is a convergent series. If a series is convergent, automatically it satisfies a Cauchy criterion. What is the definition of Cauchy criterion? For each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a positive number capital N such that, this is important, n greater than or equal to m greater than n. That implies mod summation k equals to m to n, ak less than epsilon. This is the definition of Cauchy criterion. Now we take only n equals to m. See here. In particular, we take n equals to m. Greater than capital N is common. We don't change that one. Okay. We take n and m values at maximum. So we always write greater than capital N. But instead of n greater than m, we write only n equals to m. If n equals to m, that implies summation k equals to, I write n in m's place. Actually, here we have m. That now I write n. So k equals to n to n means k equals to n only. So I write n in k's place. What we get here? Mod an less than epsilon. I write mod an as mod an minus 0 less than epsilon. This is the definition of limit of a sequence. If mod an minus 0 less than epsilon, what we have to write here? Limit an is the 0. So, if a series summation an converges, then limit is 0. This is the most important theorem. Next, geometric series. See. Okay. Next class I will explain geometric series. Okay. Bye.